What inspires you to get into civil services?
So there are multiple things that inspired me to get into civil services. The primary one the internship that I did with DRDA Ranchi. So this was one of the experience when I worked with the ground level, at the block level and the district level, and then I witnessed to see the positive changes that were coming into the life of people by the initiative of government and the district administration. These things motivated me to join civil services so that I can also contribute to such changes.
Okay, so can you give example of specific observations you made?
Yes, sir. So there are multiple observations. If I regard, the first would be the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan that was going on there. So the toilet construction was going on full place, and I witnessed the positive change. How tribal women, which were earlier forced to go into open, were now going to the toilet inside their home. That was one of the best changes that I observed. Apart from these, the government schemes, the normal schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana or Gram Sadak Yojana, these were bringing fundamental changes into the life of people. And apart from these things, one thing that particularly amazed me was the self-employment creation by National Rural Livelihood Mission. So it was one of the most fundamental changes that I observed by empowering the self-help groups, by empowering the village organizations, and by creating self-employment enterprises. So these things which I observed during my internship.
Okay. Did you think of ways to improve these schemes? Like, when you were observing their implementation, did you ever think about how they can further be reformed or improved? For
Yes,
example, you can take example Swachh Bharat.
Yes, sir. Sir, there were several lacunas in the implementation of the scheme, and then I thought how it could be improved. For example, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and the toilet construction. I observed that we are creating infrastructure at a large scale, but the behavioral change, that whether people are using those toilets or not, that was some part of missing. So I think that awareness programs and other incentives and incentives can be provided to them so that they start to use these toilets at a more larger scale. So second thing I witnessed that there is some kind of lack of coordination between the block administration and the panchayat, the elected panchayats. I think that we can work upon improving the coordination between both two elective and official departments. Apart from these, the community participation is very much important for implementation of any program. For example, when I interacted to the local people there, they said that they do not trust the administration. I asked why. They said that they believe that corruption is going on in these schemes. I said then you should also participate in the implementation of these schemes. So they said that yes, it is possible, but they are not getting the avenues to do that. I think this is the point where we should focus.
Yeah, how many mocks have you given?
This is my second mock, sir.
So I found for your age and for your first attempt, you are very mature in your thinking and very balanced in your opinion, very constructive, and you have positive outlook towards things. So, but there are like one or two small things that you need to take care. So one is with respect to facial expression while giving the answer. So but you have to maintain perfectly calm, relaxed face without making any expressions on the face. Making eye movements like this. I don't know the words what you use, like aise karna, something like this. So it gives the impression that you are like few answers you are giving as if you are giving as an expert opinion. So it gives that kind of impression. So when you are sitting in front of these very elderly people, you have to using the same content what you said, the knowledge component, you have to sound more respectful, more humble. But because of the facial expression, ऐसा लग रहा है कि थोड़ा you have expert opinion on things.
I have heard that you also give some marks on the basis of this interview.
But for this, I'll easily give 190, barring like of course I'll excuse those small things. But the overall, considering see these people will be considerate. They will, I think, excuse small mistakes here and there. 190 I will give for this interview. Okay. But you have potential to score 200 plus easily. All the best.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.